we've got some stuff that we need to address. What's new? There's always something going on in these YouTube streets and the YouTube universe that has went down. There's been a lot of drama going on, as I'm sure some of you have seen. Today we're going to be addressing a specific situation that happened with Selfie Queen Cyndi and Jay Jay, Jenny Lee, that whole thing. We're going to address it because there's some things that I want to clear up. I kind of want to share my perspective on the situation. I want to talk about what a lying bitch Jenny Lee is. So yeah, let's just jump right into it, okay? If you're not familiar with the situation, I will try to give a quick rundown. I do have some videos on Jenny Lee. Any videos that I've made about any of these people, I will put in the description. Let's hope that I remember, okay? So, Jenny Lee is a creator, Complete Creations. We were friends. There was a whole drama that went down, and we had a huge falling out because she's just a fake, phony, backstabbing bitch, pretty much. But I was surprised. It seems like 90% of the people on the internet are backstabbing bitches, right? Kind of crazy. So, we fell out, okay? And since we fell out about, it was like November, when I was looking through, the last time I spoke to Jenny Lee was November 2022, okay? So we fell out a year and a half ago, maybe. And ever since, Jenny Lee has made it her life's mission to befriend every single person that hates me. And this is not an exaggeration. And I'm not even sure how much people notice that this is going on, okay? And these aren't people that Jenny was friends with before we fell out. No. She seeks out any person, any new person that I'm having an issue with that is calling me out, doesn't like me, coming after me. Jenny goes to them and tries to befriend them. She did it with Callista Cat. She did it with Honora. She recently did it with Olivia. How convenient. The second me and Olivia have issues, okay, Jenny's over there trying to befriend her. And even before that, Jenny was trying to talk to Olivia in her comments in a very sneaky way on an old video that Olivia did like months and months ago. But when me and Olivia were having public kind of issues, Jenny Lee ran right over there to support her. And wouldn't you know that Jenny Lee and Olivia are such good friends now? When I was calling out Honora for her disgusting behavior towards children and moms, she ran over there to support Honora. Literally, like the day that I was doxxed by Honora, Jenny was over there supporting. She tried to befriend Callista Cat. As soon as me and Jenny fell out, she ran over to kiss Roadhog and all them, their asses. Now she's like a full-time supporter over there and mod. And, licks their asses, like it's nobody's business. So Jenny Lee is just one of those really nasty people. And the thing with her is she pretends that she's not. She pretends that she's innocent, okay? When Popcorn and everyone was coming after me and Sarah, who do you think was over there supporting in the comments? Jenny Lee. Literally, when I tell you, Jenny, and these are people that, like, she would have never even known who they were if it weren't for me. Jenny Lee sees people on my channel, because I know the bitch stalks my channel. How else would she know to go over to Popcorn, a random channel that had like 20 subscribers at the time, and start supporting them when they're coming after me? Also, I'm not saying that they were only coming after me. I'm just saying in regards to, because me and Jenny had been close friends, so I'm talking about, like, the situation regarding me, but a lot of these people have gone after many, many people. So that's the kind of person that Jenny is. She's been doing this for, now it's going to be, almost 2 years, okay? The bitch is crazy. And then she has the nerve to get online and say that everyone's obsessed with her, won't leave her alone, when she's in every chat, every comment section that is against me, talking shit. Talking shit. Every single one. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, like every single person. She's insane. She's crazy, okay? And when I was friends with her, she was crazy. But I felt bad for her. Like, I noticed her fake two-faced behavior when we were friends. But when I'm your friend, like, I will accept your flaws. I will try to look past it. I cared about Jenny. We were good friends. We were close friends, okay? And she was friends with another creator, too, that she ended up backstabbing. And that's why me and her fell out, because I wouldn't turn on Abadabs, a creator that she was telling everyone was her best friend. She was telling everyone on the internet Abby was her best friend, but turned on her in one day, because of another creator. It's just like ridiculous, but I don't want to spend too much time on that because we have another issue to talk about that involves this person, but I wanted to give a little backstory. I don't like Jenny Lee. I will never like her. I think she is a trash bag human being. So I noticed this behavior of Jenny's, and me and Jenny had our ups and downs. We fell out. We kind of weren't talking for a little bit, and then I tried to become friends with her again because I felt bad for her. I felt like, you know, there were people coming at her all the time, people that didn't like her. She always seemed like she was depressed or gonna have a breakdown or just always on the verge of a meltdown. Me and my friend Abby always felt like we had to comfort Jenny, be there for Jenny, make sure Jenny stayed calm, she wasn't having a meltdown, any freak out attacks or anything. It was very toxic. Jenny's a toxic person. She's very dramatic. She's very overly emotional. She's very reactionary. And she's a very toxic person to be friends with. I don't care what anyone says. If you're close with Jenny, you know this. You don't have to admit it. You don't have to admit it to yourself, but you know this. Jenny's a toxic ass bitch. Okay? So there have been times where I'm calling her out, she's calling me out, and it's like, granted, she made it public. I would have never even said anything about Jenny if she hadn't ran to Twitter the same day that she turned on me and started calling me and Abby a snake and we're horrible and she's seen the light and all this shit. It was crazy. Okay, so Jenny turned this into a public thing. And ever since, it's been a public thing, especially because Jenny had, like I said, has run to every single person that I have had an issue with or called out, or they were calling me out on the internet. Every single person. It's not normal, and it's creepy at this point. If I had a public fight with another person today, tomorrow, Jenny would be over there. She could have never heard of the person before, never been a supporter before, but because I am having an issue with them, Jenny would be over there supporting them. That's not normal behavior. That's weirdo behavior. How this started with the Cyndi and Jay Jay thing is Jenny was so fake, dude, okay? She was pretending to be friends with Cyndi. And I have, some receipts to show, showing how she was acting towards Cyndi publicly. And then behind the scenes, she was just trashing Cyndi. She hated JJ. She hated JJ's guts. Jenny was trashing everybody. Everybody, okay? And then she tried to say that I was doing that, which was not true, okay? That was not true. I barely even said anything bad about Steph because Jenny had tried to say that I was like dragging Steph behind the scenes and didn't want to be her friend or whatever. And Jenny was my close friend, and at the time I was upset with Steph about something, which I did talk to about Steph about. Steph was mad at me. And we talked about it. She didn't care. I didn't care. Like, sometimes you vent to friends. But I wasn't dragging her. I wasn't trashing her. I wasn't saying horrible, like, disgusting things about her. I was just upset about a specific thing that was going on. And it had to do with Alex at the time, which is, we don't even need to get into that. But anyway, that doesn't matter. But I just want to give a little context of why this even came up. So I made a community post saying, Jenny, you're trying to like lie and say I'm talking shit about all my friends when you were the one who was behind the scenes saying that Cyndi's child was smoking meth, doing drugs, okay? And we're going to get into why that even came up as a conversation and all of that, but that's how it started. So I made that post. I was then asked by a friend that is a mutual friend of me and Cyndi's. And I was asked, like, Cyndi wants to know if you can remove that part of the post that mentioned her son and doing drugs. I was like, okay, sure. I'll respect that. I'll take it out. So then nothing was ever talked about it again with Cyndi or with a middleman, if you will, like a mutual friend. Because I don't speak to Cyndi behind the scenes. I don't speak to JJ. But there is a person where if I needed to get a message to her, I could be like, hey, can you tell Cyndi this? You know what I'm saying? We don't speak to each other personally behind the scenes. So what was going on at the time of Jenny and mine conversation? Now, if you guys know, I will leave Cyndi's video down below because voice memos I gave her of me and Jenny's conversation about her. I gave them to her. And I'm going to tell you why in a sec. And I'm sorry if this doesn't make that much sense. It's a very weird situation, and it's hard if you don't know any of the details to keep up. So if you have no idea what's going on and this is not like something you want to hear about, I'm sorry. You can just listen or you can wait till my next video. But I do need to address this. So at the time of the conversation me and Jenny had about the situation with Cyndi's son allegedly doing drugs. So I keep getting sidetracked with things today. I don't have a lot of time, so I gotta make this as fast as possible. Cyndi and Jay Jay did a live stream about a mom named Illiana Brown, who was like 20 years old, very young mom. I heard about it because I don't regularly watch Cyndi and Jay Jay because we've had issues in the past. They don't like me. I don't like them. It's whatever. I hear from other people that they did a live stream about this mom, Illiana Brown, who's a very young mom. She was kind of like messy and seems like she had like drama going on in her life or whatever. So I see this live stream and I felt like it was really nasty. That's just my opinion. Some people thought she was mom shaming. Some people didn't. I, at the time, did not like the live stream at all. I thought it was very judgmental, very mom shaming. And like, I know that they say that it like was just about the car seat, but I didn't feel like the car seat was the issue. Because they were saying like the mom didn't have a car seat, wasn't putting her kid in a car seat. She had like a toddler at the time. It was the other stuff that really bothered me about the video. They were saying like he doesn't talk, he needs speech therapy. They were talking about how her bed sheets were dirty. There was food on the floor. They were saying she had no ass, like stuff like that. Like it just was very mean to me. And also at the time I had felt like Cyndi and Jay Jay and her community, were like also shaming other people. Okay. Like Julie Virgo. There's been a back and forth beef with Julie Virgo and Cyndi and Jay Jay for a very long time, which I'm not going to get into. But I also just felt like they were very judgmental, like with, you know, Tara being homeless, with Julie Virgo and like the slut shaming. And so all of that was going on. Then I see this mom shaming video and it really pissed me off. It really pissed me off. Okay. So I'm just trying to, not like holding a grudge with all this stuff. I'm just trying to explain where my head was at. And why that conversation happened between me and Jenny, okay? So, I was also being told by people that Cyndi was getting money from people behind the scenes. Some ex-friends of hers came out and were saying, like, they were giving her money and iPads. She was, like, thanking people for groceries. Also, there was stuff going on with her husband, which, despite what some people are saying, I do not judge her for her husband having a relapse, okay? At all. I don't. That's not her fault. It was, which we'll get into it, okay? So, her husband was having a relapse. Now, people were saying, like, behind the scenes, I'd see on it in chats, everywhere, people were saying that Cyndi was getting money from people and devices and stuff, and then her husband was stealing the money from her and breaking devices, and clearly she had a lot of stuff going on. She had a lot of stuff going on in her life, it seemed like at the time, which she says that in her video, right? So I felt like when I received information, so because I did this video, that's how trolls are, dude. Like, if you do a negative video about someone, trolls come out of the woodwork and they're like, let me send you this, let me send you that. It happens. But I didn't want the information that I was sent. And I was very clear about that in the voice memo with Jenny and in when I gave it to Cyndi. So because I did that video, I got a message on Twitter from like a troll, and they were like, so I also want to clear this up. So I got like 3 pictures of social media. It was 2 pictures of somebody's Twitter that they were saying is Cyndi's son. It was like saying the N-word. And then 1 picture of her son allegedly doing drugs. Okay? And then they also said that Cyndi's intro was her son saying the N-word. Now, I don't care about that. I was upset because JJ had been calling me racist. That was my problem. And that's why I'm trying to clear some of this up and give context. I don't care if her sons are rapping and saying the N-word. That's not my business. It's not my problem. I don't care. I don't call people racist ever, okay? Find me anywhere where I'm calling somebody racist. I don't, okay? Now, do I think it's good to say the N-word? Obviously not. But I didn't care about the fact that her son was saying the N-word. It was the fact that Cyndi and JJ and Roadhog, okay, they were all calling me racist and talking about Dean and the blackface stuff and the neighbor, which that was completely taken out of context, okay? My neighbor was harassing me, okay? Harassing me. And sent her husband over to fight my husband, okay? Which is another long story. But I was upset about the N-word stuff because, and again, I'm still upset about the stuff with Jenny saying the N-word because Roadhog still to this day calls me a racist. I have never said the N-word in my freaking life. In my life. Privately or publicly. I don't use that word. I've never used that word. I grew up around people who use that word all the time. But I never did. I never used that word. And I don't now. So the fact that Roadhog has a community of people, Coley, Jenny, himself has said the N-word, that say the N-word, okay, but call me racist is crazy to me. JJ went on like this spree of calling me racist to everybody when stuff was going on with my husband. And then it's like, okay, but your best friends' kids are saying the N-word, okay? So that was where that was coming from with me. So there was that. So I felt like at the time that Cyndi and Jay Jay were being so kind of mean girl and judgy to everyone else. And clearly Cyndi had her own life issues. You know what I mean? And I felt like Jay Jay is so judgmental of everyone. She slut-shamed like people sometimes. Like she can be pretty nasty. She can be pretty nasty and judgmental. So it's like, how is JJ shaming all of these people, but then her best friend clearly doesn't have a perfect life? So that was my thought process when me and Jenny had this conversation about Cyndi and what I received about her child, who they said was 17, but Cyndi says that he was an adult. So, and I wasn't trashing the child. I wasn't trashing the child. I wasn't trying to shame her son or anyway. Now, I feel like Jenny was a lot harsher than I was when it came to her son. Now, I know I was harsh too. And that is why when I gave this information to Cyndi, I did apologize because I felt bad that she had to hear me and Jenny talking in that harsh of a way. And it was supposed to be like, I feel like there's so much hypocrisy going on. And then in all reality, it just coming off really mean and bitchy. You know what I mean? I was being a bitch. I was pissed off at a lot of stuff that was going on at the time. And I was trying to make a point of like, don't mom shame people because your life ain't perfect, you know? But I didn't have to be that harsh. And I was angry about many things because me, Cyndi and JJ used to be cool. We used to be cool. And then we fell out because of stuff going on with Roadhog. So I already had salty feelings about Cyndi and JJ because of that. And then things just kind of got worse. I felt like they were being hypocritical. I thought they were mom shaming. Anyways. So, and again, I'm going to leave Cyndi's video down below and you guys can watch it and see what happened. But I basically was talking with Jenny. And Jenny did say the N-word, which honestly, I didn't even catch that. I didn't even know she said the N-word until I went back to listen to it, to screen record to give to somebody. Because I was asked for it. We're going to get into that in a minute. So I went back to try to find this conversation, and it was in April 2022. I didn't even realize it was 2 years ago. I thought they were just saying it was 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. Jenny tried to say it was 3 years ago. It was forever ago. Whatever. It was 2 years ago. Me and Jenny's conversation happened on April 22nd, 2022. Okay? So this was 2 years ago. And there was a lot happening at the time. There was stuff going on with the hogs and, yeah, a lot was going on. Okay. So I was pissed off. I was venting to somebody who I thought was a close friend. And the first mistake I made was even sending Jenny those pictures. Okay. I shouldn't have even talked to her about it. I should have gave them to Cyndi and didn't even show them to Jenny. So that's the first thing that I fucked up with. And I do apologize for even sending the photos to Jenny or even talking to her about it. Because one, it just wasn't my place to give them to Jenny. Like, what if she had given them to other people? You know what I mean? And Jenny's clearly not trustworthy. So I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have given them to Jenny to possibly spread to who knows else, especially knowing that behind the scenes she didn't like Cyndi. So that was a bitchy, fucked up move on my part, and I can admit that. I shouldn't have done that. And secondly, I don't think that me and Jenny should have even had a conversation like that in regards to Cyndi's adult son. Because at the time, my thought process was, like, if he's 17, he's still in her care. So, like, why are you mom shaming a 20-year-old mom who is just trying to find her way when clearly, like, you have your own issues with your family and addiction happening with your kids, possibly, and your husband, okay, in your house or whatever. And then Jenny, started saying that, like, Cyndi was handing the kids lighters and they were sharing cigarettes and, like, possibly it was all going on in Cyndi's house, because a lot of people were saying that, like, her husband was doing that in the house too. So who knows what was going on? And in all reality, it's none of my fucking business. It's nobody's business. But when you do share things about your life, sometimes people are going to talk about it. You know what I mean? But the conversation just I got too angry. I got too bitchy, and it should have never happened. And I was trying to make a point about hypocrisy, and I ended up just being a giant fucking cunt about it. And I was. So that is why I apologized to Cyndi. So I was asked for the receipts of this by somebody, because I had mentioned it, like, when me and Jenny were falling out and me and her were, like, kind of feuding publicly. Again, I told you, I mentioned it in a community post. So people knew that it happened. Now, Jenny has been lying about it for 2 years, okay, publicly. Whenever it has been brought up in a chat by somebody, she says it didn't happen. She said it didn't happen, okay? So finally, I guess, people got sick of her saying it didn't happen, and somebody came to me. I'm not going to say who, because I don't know if they want that to be said, but somebody came to me privately and asked me for the receipts. And I was like, okay. It hadn't been talked about in a very long time. This was months and months and months after I made that post. I was asked for them. So I wasn't, like, running over there saying, hey guys, look what she did. Like, I'm going to go start a bunch of trouble. I was approached and asked for them. And I didn't have to give them to the person. So then I'm like, okay, I can't just give them what Jenny said, because I didn't think they would care that much about what I said. I'm sure it was offensive to them, obviously. Nobody wants to hear that being said about them and their life. You know what I mean? Even if I am trying to make a point that they're being hypocrites. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be the type that's just going to give her a small little clip of what Jenny said, right? Because I don't think that's right. So I decided to screen record that whole part of the conversation, because I was like, it's only right if they hear what I said too. Because one, I'm not going to have anything being held over my head because Jenny could just release what I said. And two, I don't think that's fair to not give the entire context. So I went back in my conversation with Jenny. I screen recorded that entire conversation and I gave it to somebody to give to Cyndi so she could see the proof. Okay, this was back in like freaking last December, November. Okay, so it was a while ago that I gave over this convo. And I'm like, I know this is going to be public. I know that I'm going to get dragged for what I said in here. But I was willing to get dragged. I don't care if I get dragged. Like, Jenny underestimates me quite often, okay? I don't care if I get dragged. I stand on what I say. And if I'm too harsh or I say something out of line, I'm willing to apologize for it. And that's why I apologize to Cyndi. I did hear that the recording, and I guess she didn't listen to all of it, but what she did hear the first time upset her. And I felt bad. I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, that's never my intention, to hurt anybody. And when I learned that she was upset by it, I did apologize. I was like, I was being a fucking bitch. I was being a bitch. I was upset with you guys. There was a lot going on. I didn't like how you were treating other people. And I, in turn, was a giant raging cunt and went way too harsh trying to make a point. So I apologized. And I felt bad that she had to hear it like that. You know what I mean? And because I'm sure it was hard for her to listen to. So I handed the voice recordings over. And I was like, you know what? I'm willing to get dragged. I'm willing for my shit to be put on blast because I don't care if my DMs or voice memos are exposed behind the scenes. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not hiding anything. I am who I am. I call myself the problematic housewife. I say things out of line all the fucking time. All the time that I shouldn't say. I do, like, filter myself a little bit for YouTube just so, like, you know, I can't go too crazy on YouTube. You know what I mean? But I am a troll. I can be a fucking bitch. I don't like when I feel like somebody is being a bully. And when I feel like someone's being a bully, I can go very hard at them. Because I'm like the troll that bullies bullies. Okay? That has always been my thing. And I've tried to tone that down over the years. But sometimes when I feel like you're a bully, I will go hard at you. Because I feel like you deserve it back as much as you are putting it onto other people. That's kind of how I've always been. And it's like, do two wrongs make a right? I mean, sometimes it's possible that two wrongs could make a right. Other times, no. I mean, I guess it's situational. So, anyways, I felt bad for how harsh I was because I don't hate Cyndi. I don't hate her. Like, I don't like a lot of we just don't agree on a lot of things, you know what I mean? But I don't hate her. Me and JJ probably dislike each other a lot more than me and Cyndi. Me and JJ will never get along. We'll never like each other. We just won't. But Cyndi, I don't have as much disdain for her as I had for JJ. But there were things that, like, I was pissed off at with Cyndi. So, and Jenny was nasty. Jenny was being very nasty. And at the time, like, listening back, I was like, damn, we were very harsh. But at the time talking, like, we were laughing and joking and, like, it didn't seem like we were being that nasty at the time. But then when I went back to listen to it 2 years later, I'm like, okay, this was way too much. It was like that. It was a lot. It was a lot. So that's why, again, I felt bad and apologized. So I was willing, though, to get dragged on the internet. I didn't care if people knew what I said, as long as people knew what Jenny said. Okay? I'm willing to get dragged and get people coming at me if it meant people seeing who Jenny really is. Okay? Because I may have been a bitch. I may have been harsh, but I'm not a completely different person behind the scenes. Okay? I am me. I am the same in public that I am behind the scenes, and I fuck up behind the scenes, and I fuck up in public as well. But Jenny is the fakest fucking bitch I have ever seen in my life. She goes on her channel, I'm Craft Mom, I'm Martha fucking Stewart over here with my ugly ass funeral home crafts, okay? Your crafts look like shit, girl. Just saying. They're shitty. So, and then behind the scenes, she's like, N-word this. She's talking like she's got like, you know, her, I don't even know how to say it, but she has a different personality behind the scenes, okay? And apparently she has a different personality between people, too, because I've talked to people who are friends with her, and they had no idea she talked like that. But she talked like that to me all the time about people. Jenny was like a very big shit talker, and she talks nasty. She thinks she's like a gangster. Okay, she really does. Jenny thinks she's a gangster. She's talked about before how like her kid's godfather's a gang member. Like she thinks she's tough. But then she cries and plays victim and pretends she's like a soccer mom doing crafts. It's crazy. Now, there's some stuff that I think people are not understanding about this situation that I think the point is being lost on people. Okay? It wasn't just about what I said or what Jenny said, which was harsh. But I wasn't friends with Cyndi and Jay Jay. Everyone knew that I didn't like them. Everyone knew that I was upset with the mom shaming stuff, with all of that stuff, and I was talking shit about them in videos. It was very obvious that we didn't like each other. Jenny, on the other hand, was pretending to be Cyndi's friend and supporter. And that is what people are not understanding. They're like, well, if you call out Jenny, you have to call out Marissa. Okay. But let's focus on the fact that Jenny was Cyndi's friend. And I'm going to prove to you right now that Jenny was not in a fight with Cyndi when this happened. I took clips and screenshots from the month of April when this happened, and you see Jenny talking about Cyndi. You see Jenny being nice in Cyndi's lives and supporting her. Jenny was talking about Cyndi in her own live stream, talking about makeup. They were not fighting. But this is what Jenny does. Jenny has done this multiple times. She will lie about what's being said. She will lie and say she never said it, okay? And then when she gets exposed, she will then go, oh, it was 3 years ago. It was this many years ago. And then she'll just keep making up lies and excuses to get out of it instead of just fucking taking accountability. All Jenny had to do when this was brought to Cyndi's attention is go to her and say, you know what, I'm sorry. Before we became really good friends, I should have told you what I was saying behind the scenes about you and your kid. That's what Jenny should have done and apologized instead of continuing to be friends with Cyndi after me and Jenny fell out and acted like nothing happened and lied about it for 2 years. That's the problem right there. Everybody says things out of line. Everybody's a little bit too harsh sometimes. Everybody says shit that they shouldn't sometimes. But the main point of all of this is that Jenny was Cyndi's friend and supporter. Even when Jenny fell out with Jay Jay and was having public issues with Jay Jay, which I will tell you was after this incident. So as far as this incident goes, she was cool with Cyndi and Jay Jay. She didn't have a problem with Jay Jay until after this incident. And I took recordings and screenshots, dates, and everything to prove this shit because Jenny's a motherfucking lying bitch.
I also got this. So I know in Selfie Queen Cyndi's live, like a few weeks ago, we were talking about this. And I'm almost sure this was the one. Now I know they have a skinnier.
So this was April 20th, 2022. 2 days before Jenny said all that nasty, disgusting shit about Cyndi. 2 days before. So she's been in her live stream supporting and laughing and having a great time talking about makeup, but behind the scenes she hated Cyndi's guts. Here's another live stream Cyndi and Jay Jay did, April 17th, 2022. And Jenny is in the chat, hanging out, acting like everything's fine. So I'm very confused as to why Jenny is saying at this time her and Cyndi were fighting and talking shit to each other. Again, all Jenny does is lie. Again, Jenny in Cyndi's channel, April 14th, just days before we had our conversation. I didn't even know until I went to go find receipts because I had vaguely remembered that she was always hanging out over at Cyndi's, but I had no idea she was over there this much while claiming she hated Cyndi.
That is
Jenny,
not
all
even
your stuff
name.
that I'm being sent on Twitter, yes, I'm calling your name out, Jenny Lee. I don't
care about you. Honestly, you're irrelevant. Have a good life. Like, I don't think
We
of
ain't trying
you.
to
I don't.
fight with you,
So
girl. We ain't trying to fight
yeah,
with you.
that's what
For
she's doing,
real.
though, is inserting herself to make herself relevant so she could be big and bad and a part of the hate
True.
crew, and they'll
True.
embrace her more. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yesterday is nothing to do with you.
No.
So the fact that
No.
you're like, it must be me,
No, it
me,
wasn't. It
it's
wasn't.
very
It
weird, and
wasn't.
it's coming across a little narcissistic, because I don't think of you, talk about you, nothing. So me saying go take a picture of a plant somehow had something to do with your kid, that's on you,
No.
girl. That's
No.
on you.
And it really
I don't know
didn't.
what
It really didn't.
I
Hi, the
know.
Amber chick.
April 27th, 2022 is when JJ called out Jenny. And as you can see, Cyndi is not saying anything negative about Jenny. Because again, Jenny tried to say that her and Cyndi were talking a bunch of crap about each other. Well, as you can see, Cyndi said literally nothing about Jenny that was negative. JJ expressed her issue with Jenny, and they left it at that, okay? And obviously, I'm not trying to defend these people. I don't like them. They don't like me. This is just the facts. It's literally just the facts. And up until this point, Jenny was acting like her and Cyndi were fine and she loved her. And even after her issue with JJ, Jenny was live saying she still loves Cyndi. She's a liar.
Hi.
Okay? And you got nothing on me, Jenny, because you don't ever show receipts. You don't ever show proof. All you do is talk shit in chats and comments and whine and complain. You don't actually make a video. You don't actually make a fucking thing addressing it with your receipts or nothing. You don't do any of that. You just run to Roadhog's channel to cry and whine like a little pussy ass bitch, because that's who you are. Okay, girl? So she's supporting JJ and Cyndi at this time. And then even when she fell out with JJ, they were having the dumbest argument about plants, dude. Jenny was claiming that JJ was coming after her child. And I don't even like JJ, and this was just so stupid. Okay, this was fucking dumb. Jenny was claiming that JJ was talking about her child because JJ said someone needs to go, like, take a picture of a plant and chill out, okay? And Jenny was like all upset. Oh, JJ's posting her garden because of me. She's coming after my kid. She made this whole online beef accusing JJ of this shit, and it was like so fucking stupid. It was so dumb, okay? But even then, Cyndi did not say a bad word about Jenny. I looked at a live stream Cyndi did when JJ was addressing Jenny, and Cyndi did not drag Jenny. Cyndi did not say anything nasty about Jenny whatsoever. And Jenny was still saying that she was friends with Cyndi, even though she was having a problem with JJ. That stream is deleted, though. Isn't that convenient? Jenny loves to go back into her content and just dirty delete things without telling anybody, because she's a sneaky, shady-ass bitch. She 100% was pretending to be Cyndi's friend while trashing her behind the scenes. Dragging her behind the scenes. Okay? That is the main point of all of this. Another point is Jenny says the N-word clearly like it's something she uses in her everyday life. But somehow they're still calling me racist, but defending Jenny. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. How the fuck is it that I am still racist and this big piece of shit when you have multiple people in your community saying the N-word? Talk about hypocrisy. Talk about selective outrage. Anyways, so Jenny gave me permission to give away these voice memos. I wasn't going to leak them. I had no plans to leak these voice memos. But Jenny got confronted about them in a chat. And she was like, I know what I've said about Cyndi and Jay Jay. Marissa has full permission to post these voice memos. So I'm not just sharing DMs without permission. Jenny told me to. Now, here's the thing. Why would Jenny tell me to post receipts of nasty shit she knows that she said? But she's still lying about it. She still at that point was lying about it. One the possibility is she didn't think I would post them because she probably thought that I wouldn't want to make myself look bad. Well, bitch, you should have thought that through a little bit more, because if you actually knew me, girl, which I'm surprised that you wouldn't know this about me because we were friends for years at this point, like, if you knew that, you wouldn't say that if you knew me, is what I'm saying, because anyone who knows me knows I do not give a fuck if I get dragged or called out. So to me, like, I'll put my shit out if it means Jenny gets exposed for who she really is. All day long. All day long. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I'm not scared of anything. Okay? And if I fuck up, I will apologize. Which I did reach out to Cyndi personally, but she can't get into her Twitter, so I didn't know that she wouldn't get it. But I also apologized through somebody else. I'm apologizing here now. Like, it was fucked up. It was harsh. It was too much. That should have never happened. Period. But Jenny refused to admit that she did that when she got confronted. Okay? And told me to post it. So when I was asked for these, they showed me Jenny saying she has permission to post it because this person was confronting her about it. And she lied. It was like, fine, tell her to post it. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, it's the green light, bitches. Let's go. Here you go. Here's the full motherfucking recording of the conversation. And you can see what Jenny really said about you while pretending to be your friend. And that's not the only person she was dragging while pretending to be their friend. She wasn't in a fight with any of these people. Okay? Remember that shit. If you're friends with Jenny, she was dragging you behind the scenes. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Okay? So then what happens is time goes by and Cyndi has not done a video yet. Okay? It kind of just got forgotten for a little bit because I think it was Christmas, it was New Year's, you know, the holidays. So I think that she just was like not trying to put this out there during the time of the holidays because, like, hello, kill a vibe, you know, Debbie Downer. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So no video went out, but Cyndi did reference something happening in one of her members only streams, I guess. And Jenny gets wind of this, okay? Jenny gets wind of that Cyndi knows what she said. So Jenny starts talking shit in Roadhog's chat. Does she go directly to Cyndi or JJ? No. Does she make a poster or a video addressing it? No. What does she do? She runs to Roadhog's chat to talk shit and say, oh, now I'm being blamed for stuff I said privately 3 years ago. Again, didn't apologize. She had every opportunity since last December when she found out about this to apologize to Cyndi. Every fucking opportunity, okay? She had 2 years to apologize, but she chose to lie for 2 years. And then when it finally was like she couldn't lie about it anymore, then she starts talking shit and refusing to apologize. That's just who Jenny is. It's not a mistake. This is who Jenny is. This is what she does with everything. She never takes accountability. When she was accused of saying that she was going to put a bullet in Anne, she lied. That's always her first go-to. Before the proof is put out, she will lie. She will lie through her fucking teeth and say it didn't happen. That's what she did with Anne, too. Then the proof was put out. Oh, you did say that, Jenny. Oh, I was just mad. But I thought it was a lie. I thought you never said it. And now that the proof is being shown, you were just mad. Get over it. They're exaggerating or some excuse. Like, who wants to be friends with somebody like that? Who the fuck wants to be anything with a person who lies that much? Who's that fake and who can't take any accountability for their actions? Doesn't sound like a very good person, which is why I'm very glad that I got the fuck away from Jenny when I did. And I shouldn't have even stayed friends with her for as long as I did. But I kept trying to give her chances because I have a problem with dropping people. If I'm your friend, I'm your friend. Unless you turn on me or betray me in some way, I will be your friend till the end. Like, you could kill somebody and I'm still going to be your friend. Okay? That's just how I am. So I will take the flaws, I will take whatever it is the person's doing and still be their friend. It's just how I am. Probably to a fault, you know? So I still tried to be Jenny's friend. I still tried to be her friend. And anyway, again, this is always longer than I wanted it to be. Okay, so she lies about it. So she knew in December, and Mrs. Roadhog also admitted that they all found out about this last December and didn't say a fucking word about it. How interesting. So, few months goes by. Then Michelle tried to lie because first she said she talked about it with Jenny privately behind the scenes. But then Jenny saying it wasn't brought to her attention till a week ago. So for people who say that they're staying out of it, they don't really seem to be staying out of it. They seem to be doing everything they can to defend Jenny. I also want to address who sent it to me. It was an account named Violet0316. Now, I tried to find my DMs with this person. I don't have the screen recording anymore. I did take one at the time, but now I have a different phone, and they deleted their account. So I can't get the conversation. When they sent it to me, I was like, I don't want this. Like, why are you sending this to me? I did request my data from Twitter. They are supposed to be able to send you an archive of everything. So if I still haven't received it though. So if I do receive it, I will see if those DMs are in there and then post them. I know there was a lot of question about who sent this information and why. It was Violet. They sent me 3 photos, 2 Twitters that were public, 2 posts on Twitter that were public that were saying the N-word, and then 1 picture, a public Instagram picture. These were not private Facebook photos or family photos. They were public, just to be clear. But what's interesting here is this same account, Violet0316, is the account that was going around giving people Roadhog's address. They were giving Roadhog supporters Roadhog's address to send him an Easter basket. So I was confused in Cindy's video because she kind of came off like Violet was giving Roadhog's address in a negative way, but that's not true. I have some screenshots here where Violet is a Roadhog supporter, clearly, and is messaging Chicago and Cyndi to give the Easter baskets. Now, why is a Roadhog supporter who's trying to get Roadhog Easter baskets sending me pictures of Cyndi's children allegedly doing drugs? That is really weird. And there was also an incident where Pat Wetzel was in the chat, which no one can find a screenshot of it. I wonder if she deleted it. Telling Chicago, I will DM you Roadhog's address so you can send him an Easter basket. And then Violet is who messaged Chicago. So I find that very interesting. Also, even though the pictures that were sent to me were of public social medias, I still thought that Cyndi had a right to know that somebody was looking through her family members' public social media. This is the exact same account who gave me a picture of Cyndi's son allegedly doing drugs. Now, why it was alarming to me is because the picture was a public photo on Instagram, and it was supposed to be of her kid doing drugs. Now, was he? Cyndi says he was doing some kind of psychedelic. I'm not going to comment on it publicly. I'm just not. It's not my place to say publicly. And I shouldn't have even... Anyways. But it was alarming because people were saying that he was smoking meth publicly on Instagram. That's crazy to see, okay? But why is a Violet, a Roadhog supporter, trying to get... Now, it's not like Violet was messaging people who hate Roadhog. Chicago and Cyndi were Roadhog supporters at the time. So why is somebody in the Roadhog camp who supports Roadhog sending me pictures of Cyndi's children allegedly doing things I shouldn't be doing? Now, that is a very interesting thing. So I guess you guys will have to come up to your own conclusions on that one. Because now it's March, okay? And Cyndi finally makes a video, which I will link below. I suggest you go watch it so you can hear Cyndi's side of things and how she felt, the recording, everything. Please go watch it. And then you can see both sides, okay? I didn't agree with like everything said in the video, but again, that's her perspective. So I do want you guys to go watch it, go see it, and see her side, hear what the only reason I was gonna play the voice memo, but I'm not gonna do that because people are trying to get a hold of it to use it, and I think some people are trying to use it maliciously, and there is like sensitive stuff being talked about in those voice memos about Cyndi. So I figure that I have it on my members only. So if you do want to become a member to listen to it, you can. But Cyndi did react to it. But I figured she can keep that on her channel, and I'm not going to have it publicly out there for anyone to just record and use however they want. And I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not trying to like not show what I said, because I was going to play the whole thing in my video, but you can go watch it in Cyndi's video or you can watch it in my memberships. But that's why I'm not playing it in this video. Anyway, Cyndi makes her video. She says how she feels, and I am just disgusted with some of the people's reactions to Cyndi. Okay? The way that Jenny was defended in this is disgusting, and anybody who was defending Jenny in this situation, you're fucking trash. You're a disgusting piece of shit. If you're friends with Cyndi and you're in any way defending Jenny and sticking up for her in this, you're a piece of shit. I'm sorry, but you are. Because there is no way that you can't see what Jenny did. The fact that she pretended to be Cyndi's friend when she was saying this horrible stuff behind her back. Nasty shit. You cannot see that and not care. If you don't give a fuck and you still support Jenny after knowing that she said that vile stuff while pretending to be Cyndi's friend, you're trash and you belong with Jenny. I'll just say that. So some of the reactions to Jenny and Cyndi is crazy to me. People are claiming they don't want to get involved, but they are involved because they're defending Jenny. Not getting involved would be not saying anything and letting people hash their shit out. But Roadhog went live and spent a fucking hour defending Jenny and still trying to shit on me over it while defending Jenny. I'm not the one that was pretending to be Cyndi's friend, you dumbasses. You guys are fucking stupid. The point of Cyndi knowing about this went right over you guys' heads. The only reason that Cyndi really needed to know that this was said was because Jenny was her friend. Jenny was her friend, you fucking idiots. That's the whole point of it. Like, are people this dumb? Are people this fucking dumb that just went right over their head? Oh, wait, is it because Jenny's lying? Is it because Jenny's lying and is trying to say that her and Cyndi hated each other and were talking shit to each other during that time to make herself look better? Because she doesn't want people to know that she was actually friends with Cyndi when she was behaving this way. She doesn't want people to know that. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but Jenny's a liar. She's a liar. And it's crazy to me that anyone in that nasty camp over there is choosing Jenny over Cyndi. And you shouldn't have to pick a side, right? You shouldn't have to pick a side, but actually stay out of it. Actually stay out of the issue between Cyndi and Jenny and JJ. That would mean not saying anything at all. Not getting on and defending Jenny for an hour and making excuses for why it's okay that she said the N-word, why this and that. You don't even know if she apologized. You couldn't even say that Jenny should apologize. That's how much of a fucking ass kiss you guys are to Jenny right now. And I heard that it's because Jenny's giving a lot of donations over there. So that's very interesting. But I thought it was extremely fucked up that none of those people stuck up for Cyndi. Like, wow. At the very least, be like, wow, Jenny, that was disgusting. They had no problem talking shit about me, though. They had no problem talking shit about what I said. But they had nothing to say about what Jenny said, even though Jenny was friends with Cyndi. That's the main fucking difference, I will stress again. So, Olivia, your little new bestie friendship with Jenny, Yeah, watch out. But you know what? Two snakes. Maybe they'll be good friends. Two snakes together. Yeah. Really weird that Olivia and Jenny are friends. Remember Olivia from my last video, you guys? Yeah. How convenient that her and Jenny are such good friends now. You know, these people are obsessed with me. Why? I don't know. I don't know why people are obsessed with me, but they are. And it's weird. It's weird. Okay? Two people that hate my guts became friends. Okay? It's weird. I don't know what it is, but people can't seem to leave me alone. Not sure why, but it's awkward and creepy and weird that some of these people get fucking obsessed with me for years and years and years, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I want to read this comment really quick from Jenny that she left on Mad Nutter's channel. Isn't it funny that Jenny is all over everyone's channel talking about this, but she still hasn't made a video apologizing or addressing it? This just shows how, like, unwilling Jenny is to actually take accountability. It was between Cyndi and I and no one else. What was said in the past to me, but Coley is right now speaking shit about the hogs, her mods, and even me. I'm not and haven't said anything. Have I made wrong choices? Yes. Have I said things wrong? Yes. And I don't even remember this conversation happening because it happened so long ago and we moved on past it. Really, Jenny, how did you move on past it when you never owned up to saying it? How did you move on past it when you lied to Cindy's face for 2 years? How did you move on past it when you refused to admit that you even did it? This is such shit, dude. It was something I never thought of again until it was brought up now as a hit piece and fine with me. Really? So Cyndi sharing what you did to her and how it made her feel was a hit piece against you? Talk about playing victim. Talk about playing fucking victim. I don't care that Cyndi put it out there or that Marissa gave it to her. I'm over all of it. I've been catching shit from people for 2 fucking years. 2 years. And maybe make a comment here and there. But you don't see me out here dragging anybody daily. Oh, that's because you do it behind the scenes, Jenny. That's because you do it behind the scenes and then pretend on YouTube that you're an innocent angel. And you've been being dragged for 2 years because you don't shut the fuck up. You were literally in Popcorn's comments supporting when she was harassing me and others. You were in Anora's comments supporting and laughing when she was doxing me and harassing people. The Hogs, when me and Callista were at odds. Olivia, you've been doing this for 2 years, Jenny. You're a psychotic bitch. Anyways, I just really wanted to address some of this stuff. I'm sure there's things I forgot, but this video is already getting long. I hope I made sense. Again, all Jenny had to do was apologize. And she still is lying. She still is fucking lying. Okay? Jenny and JJ were going back and forth in a chat the other night. Okay? And Jenny's like, I know I was wrong for what I said. And JJ's still in the chat saying, but you're lying, Jenny. You are lying. Tell the motherfucking truth. Jenny refuses to tell the truth. Tell the truth, Jenny. Tell everyone that you were pretending or you were friends with Cyndi publicly and probably behind the scenes to her, but you were dragging her and calling her son a meth head and talking shit about her groceries and grifting and all of this shit behind the scenes. That's what you're lying about, bitch. So it's not good enough to say, I know what I said was wrong. It wasn't about that. Add in the part that you were her friend. You snake backstabbing motherfucking bitch. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, Jenny. Take actual accountability and fucking apologize. But you won't. Because your ego is so fucking huge that you can't even self-reflect on your own shit. And you never will be able to, bitch. Okay. This video is getting too long. Sorry that I had to address yet another thing. We will be getting back to regularly scheduled content. I will say I do feel bad for Cyndi in this because I feel like she got the shit end of the stick with the Jenny and her situation and all the people that she's been supporting for years. Whether I like them or not, Cyndi and Jay Jay and Bliss Chris have gotten so much shit over the years for supporting the Hogs. for being there in the community and supporting all these people. And it's like, where are they when it counts? Not defending them, that's for damn sure. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.